Okay, we've gone live. Good evening. Hi to everybody. Hi. Hi. So is the camera better? Looks better from my angle. And the question is, Darren, can you hear me? Yep. Good evening to you. Yeah, I'm glad you can hear me. Right. So this new camera has got a microphone inbuilt on it. It's also got a remote control. Oh, I don't know what it does. I haven't tested it off, and I'm not going to test it off now in case it shuts off. Hi there, the Brad. How you doing? Nice to see you. Do you like the new camera? Yeah? Okay, so what have we got here? Oh, no, leave that on. Tips. Oh, I should leave them on. Yeah, okay. Right. So, clear the shape. Right. Darren, clear the shape. What shape? What shape? Clear the shape. No comprehends, no understand. Clear the shape. Sharp. Sharp. Clear and sharp. Got you. Clear and sharp. Yes. Yeah, it's a better camera, isn't it? It's cost me 60 euros. It was difficult choosing a camera. Crikey. Oh, there was one camera. I forget the name of it, and it was 588 euros, but it followed you around, which is okay out in the bosa in the forest, but it's no good in the office. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I don't need a camera that follows me around, but it was good. It was a good bit of kit. Yeah, I've got a remote control. Okay, I've got a question for you. Is the light in the background too bright for you? No? Okay, good. Right, so we're all systems go. Right, let me give you an update on what I've been doing this week. It has been a bad week. There's been lots of rain, lots of wind, and it's been really cold. And all the Portuguese are saying it is not normal for this time of year, and it isn't. I remember all the other marches, it got a lot better, but we've got apparently a storm that's hanging around now, and we've got another one that's coming directly after this. So I'm guessing it will be April before things improve. But what happens here is they go from rain and cold, and then all of a sudden they go gorgeous weather. It just like turns. Good. Okay. Great. Big squeeze. Probably a few eggs again. Just our luck. Oh, Brad. Brad, just a moment. Let me just get this right. Oh, you're back over next week looking at properties. Okay, so whereabouts are you looking at getting a property? Hi, Leslie. How you doing? Nice to see you. Sumo. Okay. Portuguese. Sumo. Juice. Oh, I need that. Okay. Right. Yeah, so it's been a bad week. I really haven't got much done. I've wrote some scripts. I've done a bit of videoing. I've got several projects on the go, but I don't know if you guys know. Sumo, please. Sumo. Okay. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a special video being released tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. It's a premiere video, which means that I watch it live with the audience and I can answer questions. And half an hour after the video's gone live, I'm doing another live stream to answer questions on that video. So do you know what that video is? Panala. First, then up your way. Okay, well, if you're coming up my way, pop in. Brad, if you're coming this way and you've got time, pop in. Yeah, love to see you. Okay? To read your live chat. What? Okay, hold on. Darren. Hi there, Darren. Hi, Darren. What question? What devices are you using to read your live chat? So this is the basic live chat that's available on YouTube. So I've got the screen up and I can see myself talking to you guys. And then on the side of it, there's all you people and obviously the comments that you're making. That's all I've got. You can get different live stream platforms. They can do different things. I can bring in different things into it. But I just want to take one step at a time and start off with the basic one, the YouTube one. And it works good. I just needed it to work to begin with. First way, right. Cooking. Darren, yes, I have done a cooking video. And I talk about a particular subject of Portuguese in that video. And I've videoed the whole lot, but I've now got to edit it. And that takes a bit of time to do the editing. So I'll be doing that next week in all the rainy weather. Do I need any tea bags? No. I'll tell you why. When I was in the UK, I would drink Earl Grey tea. I loved my Earl Grey tea. You can't get Earl Grey tea out here. So because I couldn't get Earl Grey tea, I don't drink tea anymore. I drink coffee and lots of sumo. So in the summertime, when I'm working and it's nice and hot, I drink probably about 6 bottles of this a week. A day, six bottles a day. And I keep replenish them in the fridge. So I have coffee in the morning, this throughout the rest of the day, and then after dinner I'll have a coffee. Do I need any tea bags? Yeah, go on then, bring me some Earl Grey. Thank you very much. I'll pay you. Io compra tu. I will give you the money. Thank you. Okay, so next week, what have I got on? I was hoping to cut my first tree down all by myself, but I don't think that's going to happen. This evening, I went out into my little forest and had a look and thought, which one do I want to cut down? So I've chosen the tree I want to cut down, but I won't be doing that next week. So I will be spending a week doing video editing, writing scripts, and I'm sure it was you, Leslie, who said you wanted to see a video of how I make the videos. That's quite a long process, because it is a long process in making the videos, because you start off with your idea, then you have to start the script and then go through a big process of doing that. But I will begin to put that video together, but I think that's going to take about possibly 2-3 weeks to get something good together. Do you need, right? So I won't be cutting a tree down, but I want to get my first tree down on my own and process the whole thing and see how long it takes me without using my friend Rui's help, Ijuda. Yes, anything's possible, Leslie. Anything is possible. No, I'd like to do that video because I think it would be very interesting to people. Most people just see a video on YouTube, but they don't know what goes on behind the scenes to produce that video. And I think that would be very interesting for people. So I'd like to do that. Yeah. Firewood. No, cutting the tree for firewood. So I've used up, I would say 80% of my wood, and I should have enough to see me through to the end of the season. And there should then be enough left to see me through the summer with the barbecues. But I need to now get the trees cut down, cut up into 16, 18-inch lengths, and then split them into 4 or 6, and then get them in what I call the drying area, which is the area that gets the most sun throughout the day. And it takes 1 year or 1 summer to dry the wood out here, whereas in the UK, it takes a good 2 years to season wood off. How many am I planting? Every tree I cut down, I plant either 2 or 3 trees. Eucalyptus and pine. I plant pine trees as well. The pine trees are slower growing. The eucalyptus grow like the clappers. I'm going to show you guys how fast eucalyptus trees grow. Okay. I've got something else to tell you. I might have said this before, and if I have, I'm really sorry for repeating myself. I have wanted to make a video about me and Lady Lulu almost since I've got here. And once the weather clears up, I'm going to make that video. It's going to be a very cinematic video. It's going to be, there's not going to be any talking in it. It's just going to be totally cinematic, me and Lady Lulu. And in that video, you will see a freshly planted area of eucalyptus. And I will get a close-up of the small eucalyptus trees. You're going to be amazed at the speed these trees grow. They grow like the clappers. Do you ever care? Volunteers to help you? No. I don't have any help. I do it all myself. I just do it all myself. How do I do it? I get up at 6 in the morning, 5:30 or 6 o'clock, get a cup of coffee, stand out on the back steps of the kitchen, thank God for a beautiful day that I'm going to have and the day that I have had, and then get on with my day. And I work steadily through the day. I stop for lunch for about 15, 20 minutes, and then I come in about 4:30, 5 o'clock, get dinner cooking, and then go back out there, especially in the summer. And I will work until I work until it's dark. So I work 7 days a week from sun up to sundown. It keeps me out of trouble. Well, now you see, how much do the trees cost? Okay, right. They don't cost anything, Darren, because I go and steal them. Right, if you go where I live, literally 30 seconds down the road, there's forests all around me. If you go into those forests, there are baby trees everywhere. and I just go and dig them up and take them back. The owners wouldn't mind one bit if they saw you doing it. They wouldn't they'd be upset because you're taking the baby trees, because they would cut them down anyway. So to go and help yourself to them isn't a problem. So I know I don't buy them. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, believe you me, it does keep me fit. And I like it. I mean, I'll be really honest with you. I'm 66 years of age. I don't take any medication. I feel as fit as a fiddle. And I feel really healthy. So yeah, I'm very pleased. They transport okay? Yeah, the trees transport okay. I mean, I'd take a spade out there, I'd dig round. When I say trees, we're only talking something like this size or kind of this size. So they're about the thickness of your little finger, and they're easy enough to transport. I mean, when I went flying last, there was some pine trees growing on the actual airfield, and I dug them up, brought them back and planted them somewhere about 10, and they all transplanted, no problem. Okay, yep. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Brad. Looking good for 66. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Time for a drink. Is the sound nice and clear? Can you let me know that, please? So okay. Yeah. Excellent, Matt. Yeah, excellent. Okay, terrific. So the other thing that I do every day when the weather's good is I get dinner on the cook, and then me and Lady Lulu go for a walk into the woods. And by the time we've gone for a walk and come back, dinner's about halfway because I turn everything down low. And then when I come back, I then finish it off, have dinner, and then get back to work. In the summer, I eat normally about 7:30, around about 7:30, 8 o'clock. But that's when I do actually stop work. I stop work once I start barbecuing. And Lady Lulu loves it in the summer when it's barbecue time, because she always gets a little bit on the barbecue, bless her. How can I cook? How can I cook a nice bit of chicken or a bit of pork on the barbecue, sit down at the table, start eating my dinner, and there's Lady Lulu looking at me? I can't have that. I've got to give her a little something. Okay, right. If I've missed saying hello to anybody, hello to you. I can't keep up with the speed that the chat at the side is going. It's going pretty fast, and I have to keep looking at it and trying to catch it. Right. So as I'm reading it, it's quickly moving. I am so looking forward to the weather changing. I can't wait to get my office from here down into the garage and spend a lot more time outside. I can't wait for that to happen. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Wild Woodlands. How are you doing? So has anybody looked at the channel and seen the premiere video that is being released tomorrow at 8 o'clock? Well, I could say it's nice to see you, but I can't see you. What we need is a platform where we can all see each other. Is that possible? I don't know. That would be good, wouldn't it? If we had a platform where we could all see each other. Oh, that would be fun. Go look now. Okay, I'll go look now. There must be. Zoom would be one, wouldn't it? I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, Zoom would be one, I think. Yeah. Darren, indeed, looking far better than the rest of us. Darren, when you get out here, yeah, you'll be amazed how this beautiful, relaxed lifestyle makes you feel younger and probably even look younger. House, StreamYard. Yes, it would be. It would have to be everybody's got a camera, wouldn't it? Yeah, of course. It's in your drink. It's in your drink. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, right. It's in my drink. Okay. What in this? And the cafe and the tinto. Tinto. I've got a video. I'm working on a video about the Portuguese language and how to learn it. You're going to love that one. Oh boy, you're going to love that one. Oh, maybe 67. Okay, nice. Nice one, Leslie. Bravo, bravo. Okay, so what else am I doing next week? Video editing. Doing video editing. I've got another script or 2 scripts to write. I've got a small project that I've got to do, and that's for the private members. I've got to do that and video that, but I need that doing because what I've got to do, I need to use as soon as possible. So I've got that to do. Take Lady Lou for walks, and I've still got a ton of gardening to do. I mean, the front garden desperately needs tidying up, but I can't do that in all this rain. So once the rain stopped, it will be full on getting the garden all nice and tidy. Right. Oh. No, you don't have to be over 60 to move to Portugal. I came to Portugal when I was, now I've got to work this out. I can't work it out. 7 years ago, 66, 7 years ago. 7, 8 years ago. I retired when my aim in the UK was to retire at 55, and I successful retired at 56. And then I came out here 7.5, 8 years ago. So Darren's coming out and Brad's coming out. Would I recommend it? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend it because, okay, so I wanted to retire at 55 because I didn't want to spend my life working. But as a heating engineer, I tried to retire and I said, right, I'm shutting the business down. But I worked for an organization called HomeServe. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. That is one hell of a story, how I got involved with them. One day I'll tell you. But I worked for an organization called HomeServe and they wouldn't let me retire. So I carried on. Yeah, I carried on. And that's what, excuse me, that's one of the major things that caused me to leave the UK and go and find a better life somewhere else, because I found myself being pulled back into work. One, because of the demand, and two, because I was bored. Bored because all it ever did was rain and be lousy weather, and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do, the things that I enjoyed doing, and the things that I wanted to develop and get involved in. I couldn't do them. So what else do? You go back to work. So, but no, I would not recommend retiring at 55 unless you move to Portugal. Then I would highly recommend it. Absolutely right, Brad. Absolutely right. Yeah. The only regret I've got is that I didn't come out here sooner. That's the one. In fact, that's the only regret I've got about moving to Portugal, that I didn't come out here sooner. So on the flip side of that coin, I'm happy that I came out here when I did, because I could still be sitting in the UK thinking, should I go to Portugal or should I not? Well, I'm here, and all the time I've been here, I've absolutely loved it. And I do spend a lot of time within the community. Oh, I've got an announcement to make. Right, Easter is at the end of April. The live stream will not be coming from my house. The live stream will be coming from a house in Porto. I've been invited to go and spend Easter with a Portuguese family in Porto. So while I'm there, I'm going to video everything about the house and the family. I'm going to video Portuguese Easter, a traditional Portuguese Easter. And I'll do the live stream from their house. That could be interesting. Portuguese don't talk, they shout. So I'll be talking with you, and I'm sure you'll be hearing Portuguese people around. But that's the way it is. So yes, I'm spending Easter with a Portuguese family, me and Lady Lulu. Okay, what would have been different if you came sooner to Portugal? What would have been different? I think what would have been different? If I came here 10 years earlier, I would have had 10 more years of absolute happiness and bliss. I'll be honest with you, I was sitting in the UK and I was very unhappy with where my life was going, what my life didn't involve. So if I came out here 10 years earlier, I would have been a lot more happier because I'm doing the things that I want to do. I mean, okay, I haven't been paramotoring for quite a while, but I don't mind, because when the weather turns good and I start flying again, I'll be flying virtually every day, especially if I want to. And when I say every day, that doesn't interrupt with my daily work, because I will go early in the morning, do my flights, and then return home, get on with my work. And if the weather's nice in the evening, then me and Lady Lou will go back in the evening, and I'll fly into. I go up about 4,000 feet, and I don't. Let me tell you what I do. In the evenings, I go up about 2,000 feet, and I turn into the sun, and then I watch the sun go down behind the mountains, and then I quickly go up another 2,000 feet, and I can watch the sun go down again a second time, and the sun goes down behind the mountains. I'm at 4,000 feet now. Sun goes down behind the mountains. Now it's time for me to come down, land and pack away. Because if I go up to 6,000 feet and watch the sun come down, by the time I get back down, it's then quite dark and difficult to pack everything away. Okay, what else we got? Okay, very interesting, especially if technology does not pay. Okay, well, party. Yeah, do you know what? I suppose life is one big party, because especially in the summer. I mean, I love the summers. I love getting up early in the morning, doing the work I've got to do until 10 o'clock, and then the rest of the day is mine. I can do what I want. And in the evenings, I love summer evenings. Having that barbecue with me and Lady Lulu, and then getting in the hot tub, putting a movie on, and then going up to bed in a nice cool bedroom, because I've got the AC on, making it nice and cool, telling Lady Lulu to go in her bed, knowing darn well that when I'm asleep, she'll be up on the bed. I saw you recently on a Life in the Sun. Saw you paragliding. It looks paragliding. Okay, hi Leslie. Yeah, right. So you saw that Life in the Sun, right? It's paramotoring, paragliding. I'm not being rude when I correct you. I apologise. Paragliding is where you don't have a motor. Paramotoring is when you have the motor. Yes. That's another thing I do, is I have pilots out, and they come and spend a week here, and I take them flying up the mountains and over lakes and different things. Have I got a hammock? I've got two. I've got two hammocks. Yep. Yeah, in the forest. I've got two hammocks in the forest. You can't have them. You can't have them out in the open because the sun's too strong. If you fall asleep, you'll burn. So they're in the forest, and under shade, under the shade of the trees. Thank you, Leslie. Much appreciated. Darren, what have you learned today? What have you learnt today, Darren? Paramotoring. You've learnt to paramotor? You've been taking lessons? Oh, okay. You've learnt there's a difference between paramotoring and paragliding. Yeah. My friend, right. My friend David, I call him David Francais because he's from France. His mother is Portuguese, his father is French, so he speaks French, Portuguese, and English. And he will come and stay here for anything from like 4 days to a week, and we spend all that time going paramotoring. He was a paraglider before he got into paramotoring, and he did things with that paraglider that I just wouldn't even dream of doing. Acrobatic things that if it goes wrong, it'll kill you. He's crazy, but he's a lovely guy. You'll meet David. You'll meet David. Oh. Okay. Any other questions? Anything I can help you with? Okay, I can scroll. Can I scroll back? Oh, so I can. That's helpful. That's really helpful. So I can. Right. Darren. Darren, you're coming out. Are you coming out next week, Darren? I do teach paramotoring. Yes, I teach it from beginning to end. So somebody who has got no idea, has never done it before, but they want to be a paramotor pilot, they want to fly, I teach them. It takes about 2 weeks to teach somebody. And 2 weeks, that's 2 weeks solid. I'm talking about from 7 in the morning till 10 at night, every day, 7 days a week for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's hard going, but it takes 2 weeks to learn it. Okay, if you're coming out in April and you're going to be looking at places in this area, is that right? Is that what you're going to be doing? Coming and having a look at another place and then perhaps in this area? Am I right with that one? Brad, you're driving over next Saturday, arrive in Portugal Monday for about 3 weeks. Okay. And Brad, are you coming down this way, central Portugal? I'm talking about Tabua, Arganil, Oliveira Hospital, that kind of area? Oh, you've already purchased in Arganil. Okay. Okay. Arganil. Oh, Algarve. Sorry, Algarve. Oh, you're in the Algarve. Oh, you're going to cook in the Algarve. Yeah, sure thing, Brad. Have you got my number? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's get together. want to see the north side, as I always went to the Algarve. Just need to decide when. Okay, Leslie, the north side is beautiful. There's no two ways about that one. Central, it's pretty much the same as central Portugal. You've got North Portugal, Central Portugal, down to Lisboa, and it's Lisboa, not Lisbon. If you come to Portugal, do not say Lisbon, okay? The Portuguese don't like that. It's Lisboa. So down to Lisboa, it's kind of like normal climate, but once you get into the Algarve, it changes considerably. So when you're coming out, Leslie? Okay, terrific, Brad. Got my WhatsApp number. Well, it's my telephone number. Just use it through WhatsApp. Yeah, contact me and we'll get together. Okay, yeah. I tell you what, a nice box of Earl Grey tea would be wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, that would be superb. Thank you. Oh, can I ask one more thing? A box of Bisto. I miss the gravy. It's obviously a very traditional thing, but I miss the gravy. Do you remember the Bisto adverts? They must have pumped some serious money into them adverts, because first of all there was the Bisto kids. I'm sure I remember the Bisto kids when I was really young. The Bisto kids, and then there was that family that did the Bisto adverts. I remember them. So yeah, a nice box of Bisto would be wonderful. Thank you. Oh, right, okay. In the countryside. Nice one, Darren. Yeah. That's better than being in the city. I've spent my time in cities. I was born in London, and yeah, I've spent my time in cities. Not again. No, especially now I live in the country. Bisto, it is. Thank you very much, Brad. Much appreciated. God, I miss that. I have to make my own concoction, and it kind of works, but there's nothing like good old Bisto. And I find there's a difference between the Bisto powder and the Bisto granules. I don't know if you guys think there's a difference, but I think there's a big difference. I find that the Bisto powder makes a better gravy and a better taste as well. Sabora, yeah, taste, sabora. I'm learning my Portuguese. You're about to see a video about that. Oh my God. Oh, I can't say nothing. You're going to get a shock. Oh, Lord above. Oh. Oh. See, I can't see nothing without my glasses. 66 years of age tells on your eyes. I can see, so I can clearly, no, I can't. I can see my video on the screen, but it's blurry. And the writing, no, I can't make one word out. So I have to put them on. And these are bifocal, so I can see different levels. And then there's these glasses. These are my editing glasses. So I use these for editing because everything seems to be clearer, apart from when I go outside. Then things in the distance are fuzzy. So these are just my editing glasses, and these are my normal glasses. What's the best way you found to learn Portuguese? Being with the people. The best way to learn Portuguese is being with the people. The video coming up about about learning Portuguese is going to have a big surprise in it for you. But different people learn in different ways. I have to take into account my dyslexia, and I'm sure that has an adverse effect on how I learn literature, like reading and things like that. So different people learn in different ways. I've tried online courses and they are good for sure. I have tried using apps, but I find for me the best way is to actually be with the Portuguese people. And once you become friends with them and they become comfortable with you and you comfortable with them, they'll correct you. So when you say something and you get it wrong, they'll correct you. And that for me is the best way to learn. I love that way. I've learned so much. I mean, I'm going to go and spend Easter with this Portuguese family. And I've got to speak Portuguese. None of them speak English. So, oh no, the daughter speaks English. Yes, the daughter and her husband speak some English, but the rest of the family don't speak English. So I have to speak Portuguese. Now they make allowances for the way I speak Portuguese and they understand what I'm saying. I'm obviously not saying it fully correctly, but they understand it and they make allowances for that. But I'm going to be there for about four or 5 days. It's the best way. So for some people, learning Portuguese might be easier by having a private tutor. I've known people who have had private tutors to learn Portuguese and they've excelled with that. One of the best ways I would have thought for a couple to learn Portuguese when they come out here is to bounce it off each other. So have something like 3 words that you want to learn each day and then write them down on a board and then practice them and then try and incorporate them so that they stick in the head. The words stay in the head. Sabora, flavour or taste. I think it's possibly both, but I'm definitely sure sabora is taste. That took a long time for me to get that, but I kept being corrected by the Portuguese people and it eventually stuck. Yeah, so get amongst the Portuguese people and get it from them. The first thing they'll teach you is your bad language. I know it all. Hi, Matt. Hi there, Rafael. How you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Can you tell us the name of the village you live in, if you can? Yes, of course I can. It's Brejo. Brejo. How do you spell it? Okay. Bear with me a moment. I'll give you the correct spelling because I don't know how you spell it. Tabua. So you've got Tabua is the main town. Tabua. Tabua. Brejo is spelt. I've got it written down here. Where are we? Just a moment. Where's my address? Ah, here. Okay. Brejo. I'll type it for you. Yeah, that's it. Brejo. Brejo. That's where I live. I live on the outskirts of the village. Sabora, taste. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rafael. Brejo. Yeah. Okay. What? I am at this moment in time learning Portuguese at a rapid pace, and you're going to learn why and how in an upcoming video. I have also written to the president of Portugal, and you're going to see you're going to see why I done that in a future video. God, I'm a tease, aren't I? Oh, don't I tease you? I just want to know, how big was the village? Is a small village. Usually people are very friendly and welcoming. Yes, you're absolutely right. In the villages, the people are very friendly and very welcoming. When I first came here, the lady who lived, I go like that because it's in that direction. hold on, in that direction, right? The lady, her name is I kept saying Mercedes, and I kept being told, no, that is not her name, that's a car. Her name is Mercedes. Anyway, she, when I got here, she must have been about 84, and she was very welcoming to me, very friendly. Extended her arms open and with a big welcome. I mean, beautiful. She is now in an old folks home in Tabwa, and she became my friend. And I can't understand a word that woman says because she speaks Portuguese like the fastest I've ever known. Everybody says the woman speaks it fast, but I go and see her at least once a month, and I sit there with her, listening to her, trying desperately to understand. And if I don't understand, I get her to speak into the phone and translate it. So I do communicate with her, but I try desperately hard to do it without the use of the phone. But yeah, I mean, they really are friendly people. And you will, as long as you make the effort to speak some Portuguese with them and show that you're willing to be part of that community, they will, with open arms, they will take you into that community. If you come here, I'm going to be really frank with you. If you come here with the attitude that you are better than anybody else, that your head is up your own arse, then they'll reject you. Okay? They won't want to know you because that's not how they are. If you come here with an open heart and a loving heart, they'll take you on board and you will become their friends. If I go into the woods, into the forest, anybody in there, they all know me and they all stop and talk to me. And if I broke down in my car, I know I would get help and support. They're a wonderful community. It's a community. That's the bit I love about it. It's a community, and it's just the most wonderful thing to be in. Excellent. I can't wait. I taught myself basic stuff and continue to learn. Well done, Leslie. Yeah. I mean, if you can learn some Portuguese before you come out here, that's definitely going to help you. For sure it will. It's a fantastic starting point. Do I do any, just a minute, I've got to get closer. Canning? No, I don't. No, I don't do any canning. I looked into that and I watched a lot of videos on it, and it seemed to be quite difficult. But what you got to remember is, I think canning, I watched a lot of videos on canning, and they were Americans doing it with families. I'm on my own, I live on my own. So, excuse me. So the food that I produce is for me and Lady Lulu. And I've got a freezer, so I produce my vegetables, I blanch them, and then I freeze them. I'm just about to start running out of vegetables. It won't be too long before I'm out of vegetables, which is why I'm desperate to get the salad stuff growing. I store things in storage. I do put some things in jars and seal the jars, but no, I don't do canning. I think if I had a family, I would do that. Oh, you're using that app. Is that a good app? I simply use the Google app to do my translation, and it works. The Google app, okay, the Google app was Brazilian Portuguese, but now Google has got Portuguese. Community 100%. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing that I now know was missing in the UK, was the community side of it. I mean, I'm going to go up to Porto and spend time with this family, but I'm not going to be with just the family. I'm going to be with all the friends of the family and all the families of the families, and I'll be going to the church, and and everybody will be there within that community, and I know that they'll welcome me with open arms and open heart, and I'm just so looking forward to it. It's going to be a wonderful experience. Yeah, that I never had that in the UK, and I've got it here. I wouldn't give it up for the world. Have I missed anything? Oh, it's a broadcast. Yeah. In the village next to me, it's called Sind, and it's kind of like a long village. There's a prison. There's a prison at the end. I'm going to tell you something in a minute about the prison. Okay, if I forget, remind me. Okay, I've learned something. Oh, okay. Sind is a long village, and as you enter into the village, it's the village with the junta, the local council. So that's why I have to go there sometimes. Now, when you enter into the village, it's got normal houses. But when you get into the back end of the village, the majority of the houses are empty and they're crumbling and falling down. And that's pretty sad to see that. I don't know what's going to happen with them. I guess they're just going to continue to crumble down. But it's really sad to see that. Right, let me know when you want to hear about this prison. And no, I haven't been there yet. Right. Right. Do you guys want to know about this prison? Right. Okay. I will tell you. In Sind, at the far end of Sind, there is a prison. I saw, no, I didn't see it. Hold on. I was told about it by the locals. There's a prisão, it's called a prisão. There's a prisão, old prisão, velha prisão, muito velha prisão, very old prison. And I thought, oh, right, okay. So I flew over it one day and I thought, whoa, yeah, that really is old. So later on, I asked the locals about it, and listen to this. In the days of Salazar, this was the prison that people from the south were brought to. Now, I don't know if you know about the days of Salazar and the secret police, so I'm going to tell you. And what I tell you is not something I've read, it's what the Portuguese people have told me. It's what Mercedes has told me, okay? In the days of Salazar, a person could be literally taken by the secret police. There is no court hearing, there is no trial, you go straight to prison. And you can be taken because the secret police believe you said something bad about Salazar or Salazar's regime, or you were plotting against it, and therefore you would be taken and go to prison. And that is where you would stay. Your family, the family wouldn't know where you are and would never be able to visit you. And this was the prison that people from the south came to. And obviously there were prisons down the south that people from the north went to. So they distanced people from their families and relatives to isolate them. So now I'm going to tell you something else, right? I'm going to go. If I try and get permission to go and video in that prison, it would be a mammoth task. It would be nigh on impossible. Who do you go to get permission? Are you going to get permission? And you'll probably be denied it. Okay? So let's just bypass that bit. Let's just go there with a video camera and video it. So what I'm going to do when I get back into flying, when the weather changes, I'm going to fly over it with my camera, and I'm going to get lots of video of it. And then, dare I or dare I not, I'm going to go. This is probably the first time somebody's ever done this. Most people break out of prison, but I'm thinking about breaking into prison. I'm thinking about going over the wall and then videoing it and having a look at it. I'm thinking about doing it. I haven't made my mind up. I'm thinking about doing it. And obviously, there isn't going to be anybody there. There's no prison officers. There's no police. It's totally abandoned. So if I can gain easy access, why not? Why not go in and video it and have a look at it? I think it would be very interesting. But for the first time in history, maybe somebody's about to break into prison instead of trying to break out of it. Prison, yes. Yeah, a prison. The days of Salazar were bad for Portugal in many ways, and the repercussions of those days are still ongoing. And the elderly people tell me that because I ask them, I say to them, I ask them questions about it. I obviously want to know about the history of Portugal, and not just basic history. I want to know, when I ask a question, it evokes and provokes more questions. So I ask an awful lot more. Pardon me. So I do ask about the times of Salazar, and I ask, what it was like, and do they feel that it's still having an effect on the society? And the elderly people say, yes, it is. It definitely does has still an effect on the society. So, and I see that. So, take a live camera. I like that one. So okay, right, Darren. So when I take a live camera, right? So when I take a live camera and I'm doing it live, and then the Portuguese police look and go, hold on, that's Mac. We know Mac. Right, let's go and get him because we know exactly where he is. I'll be giving myself away. Mind you, if I make a video and then put that on YouTube, once I publish that video, I'll be giving myself away. So yeah, what does it matter? Live camera. Yeah. Flyover video. Yeah, I can do a flyover video. Yeah, I can do it. The only problem with that is there are power lines that are near it. So I've got to be extremely careful with how low I go and which direction the wind is going in, because as I come in low, I come off power. So I'm almost gliding, and what can happen is the wind The wind doesn't. The wind will gently move you across like that, and you've got to be very careful and obviously power up quickly and get out. Yeah, so I've got to be very careful. There are the major power lines near there. So they must have had electricity in the prison. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how old the prison is. I think it was built a long time ago. But don't forget, Salazar, I was told when he ruled from, I think it was the 30s. I think he took power or seized power in the 30s. And I don't know if that prison was built then. Once I get and have a look at it, I'll get to see the age of it. And once I start diving into the prison and having a look at it, I'll start asking a lot more questions about it, and especially the elderly. I'll speak to Mercedes, she'll know about it. Wear a disguise. Well, look like a Portuguese person. Yeah, wear a disguise. Go as a ninja. I could go as a ninja, couldn't I? I could dress up in all black and just have my eyes showing. I could go as a ninja. And Lady Lulu can come with me. She can be my lookout. Yeah. If I say to Lady Lulu, you stay here, and if anyone comes, bark. So yeah, I'll go with Lady Lulu. She'll be my lookout. I'll go in and video it all. It will be really interesting to be able to go in and have a look at it and obviously get it on camera. I'll try. It'll be interesting. And I bet the Portuguese would like to see it as well. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to visit the prison. This message will self-destruct. Nice one. As long as I don't think I'll get in trouble. What's the worst that can happen? I'm trespassing. I mean, when I go flying, I'm trespassing because I fly from an industrial zone, the land on an industrial zone, on the excuse me, on the way to Arganil. There is a huge industrial zone that's just been built, and there's no building. Well, there's one building on it, and I use that for flying. Technically, I'm trespassing because I'm on somebody else's land. Here in Portugal, they don't really care if you go on somebody else's land, as long as you don't do anything wrong. Every time I go into the forest, you're actually going on somebody else's land because all the forest is owned by different people. You'll learn that when you come out, and they don't mind as long as you don't cause a problem. Yeah, go and walk around all you want. So if I go and into this prison, I don't think there'll be a problem. And anyway, the local police know me. The local police stop me in my vehicles and go, "Oh, it's Mac." In fact, they don't stop me anymore. They know my van and they know my car, so they don't stop me, which I regret because I like being stopped by the police. And when they drive past, "Mac, hola, hola," they wave. So it's the local police that would turn up and go, "What are you doing, Mac?" They shoot down drones. Oh, really? And in the UK, Brad, they shoot drones down? I've got a drone. I did have a drone license, a Portuguese drone license, but there didn't seem to be any point in it anymore. They don't have a problem with drones out here. They don't have a problem with paramotoring. I mean, sometimes I'm very naughty and I fly extremely low over villages so I can wave to the children. Yeah, and you're not allowed to. The minimum height is 500 feet, and I'm going down as low as 50 feet to wave at the children. But nobody complains in the UK. Oh, you'd have the FAA after you. I like that, Darren. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, I absolutely accept it. I want to be the first person in history to break into a prison. Wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't that be good if I was on the national news in Portugal? A estrangeiro broke into a Portuguese prison. Okay. That's due. Yeah. Yeah, in the UK, they're very strict about it. Here, they're not. It's a very, very relaxed community, very relaxed attitude. You don't cause a problem. You don't piss people off. You don't. Then everyone's happy with it. Everyone's cool. It's not a problem. I mean, you'd be driving along. I mean, the other day, there's this guy stops on a roundabout and starts talking to another guy, and everybody just drives round him. In the UK, people will be getting upset, shouting, screaming, pipping their horn and everything. And I notice this because I'm from the UK. I know how people would behave there. Here, guy stopped on a roundabout to talk to somebody. So what? Yeah, they just carry on. He isn't causing a problem, so it's no big deal. Yeah. Crime Watch PT. I don't think they've got a Crime Watch PT. Perhaps they will have when they find out I've broken into a prison. Yeah, perhaps they will. Crime Watch PT. Actually, funny you should say that. I watch the Portuguese news, and this week I saw shootings in the street, and I think it was in Lisboa. It was strangeiros, meaning it was foreigners, jumped out of a van and started shooting at, obviously, another gang, and that gang was shooting back. So there was a gang fight in the middle of the street. And that really upset a lot of Portuguese people, and they're up in arms about it because they don't want that in their country. So that was one bit of really bad news. This is the incident room. Do you know what, Leslie? I don't think they've got an incident room here. The incident room. Nobody can see me. Nobody can see me. Look, see? I'm disguised. Hey, I don't mind being arrested. I've got no problem with that. But leave my lady Lulu alone. 10 euros reward. Yeah, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. 10 euros reward. This has spurred me on to go and break into a prison. Why did you break into a prison, Mac? Because everybody on YouTube encouraged me to do it. They urged me on. Can we have their names? No problem. Here's a list. Oh dear. What time we got? Oh, it's time for a 2-minute break. It's coming up for a 2-minute break. I felt that in, do you know what? I felt that in my bladder. I thought, oh, what's the time? Oh yeah, it's shishi time. And Lady Lulu will want to go in the bosa, in the forest, and have her shishi. Right, while I've gone for my shishi, I want you to tell me what the word bosa means. And don't ask me to spell it, please, because I can't. Bosa, it's Portuguese, and it's pronounced bosa. I want you to tell me what that means, okay? Right, I'll be back in 2 minutes, unless, of course, I'm arrested. Hiya, I'm back. Okay, right. Okay. Sumu, see, that was a full bottle, and now it's nearly gone. Mm. And the water comes from my well. So can't say I don't pay for it. I do. I have to. It has to be pumped up with electricity, but apart from that, I get my water for free. Folks. Okay. Ciao, Brad. Thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. Take care. See you soon. Whoops, sorry about that. How do you find that, Leslie? How did you find that, Leslie? I've been looking everywhere. Okay. Night, Brad. Max Madhouse. That's a pretty good camera. I'm really pleased with that. It's clear. Seems to be focusing in and out. Is that because it's trying to focus on me? What does my remote control do? If I pull that, whoops, Santa Maria, I've got to take that out. How'd you get that out? Like that, okay. pop that back. Right, I've got a remote for the camera. And, oh, it's got a light, apparently. How do you turn that on? Oh, okay. No, that don't work. I should be careful with this because I could end up switching it off. Okay, that one. No, that don't turn it on. Okay, well, that don't work very well. Okay, right. I assume you just pointed at it. Light. No. Oh, that's gone dark. Right. Okay, it did work. Now I've got to turn it back up. Hold on, folks. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Bright, 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 bright. Whoa, way too bright. How would you go back down? Oh, like that. Right, let's get it so it's good. Yeah, that'll do. That looks good. Well, it does work. Yeah. What else did it do? I'll play with it and find out. Right. Any questions I can help you with? Yes, focus is trying to focus in and out. I can see it. Yeah, there it goes. It's moving. Okay, so is that bothering you guys that it's trying to focus on me? It's good, isn't it? It's a good camera. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. It was well worth 60 euros. Got it from Amazon. It was delivered in 2 days. Wow. From Spain. Okay. When you come to Portugal and you want to buy something and you can't get it locally or you want it quick and you're going to use Amazon, I used Amazon Spain. And that way, when I buy it, I don't pay any import tax and I don't pay any VAT, any AVA. I forget what it's called here. There's VAT, obviously. I'm sure it's AVA. I don't pay any AVA and I don't pay any import tax on the products because they're coming from Spain, from another EU countries. So I buy everything from Spain. If you buy from Germany, they're also in the EU, but it takes a bit longer to get the products. But I find Spain is just as good. And most of the time, the products don't actually come from Spain. They come directly from the manufacturer. I bought 4 electric bikes and I made contact with the company on Amazon, and they're a Chinese company, and I bought directly from them. And because it was through Spain, I didn't pay any import tax on those bikes, and I didn't pay any AVA, any VAT. So I got a really good price on those electric bikes. Good value for money. Okay. Tax. No. Excuse me. No, because Germany is part of the EU, you don't pay any VAT. I've bought some stuff from Germany, and no, you don't pay any import tax or any VAT. If you buy from America, it will take forever to get here, and you end up paying import tax. So the people turn up with the goods, and then they want paying straight away for the import duty, and it's expensive. It hurts. But most things that you're going to want to buy for your house, for your garden, garden furniture, garden machinery, sofas, bedding, towels, all of those things you can easily get within Portugal, not a problem, from the local lojas, shops. Right, Bosa, the word Bosa. Has anyone looked it up? Can you tell me what the word Bosa means? Does your local post get delivered to a post box at the end of your drive? I have a post box, right, Darren? Yes, I have a post box outside my gate, and they put the letters in there. If it's a parcel, then they ring the bell, Lady Lou barks, and I know somebody's at the door, and off I go. In the summertime, the postman is obviously local, part of the local community, so he knows me extremely well, and he knows that if he's delivered a parcel and he can't see my vehicle on the drive, or he rings the bell and he can't get me, he just drops it inside the gate and sends me a message. That's the local community for you. It works perfect. You wouldn't get that in the UK. And if they did leave a parcel, it's very likely it would get stolen. It would get nicked. Here, no, nobody does that kind of thing. Not in this area. Theft in this area is unheard of. Now, I'm not saying that if the parcel was left like in the road, of course it would get taken. But inside the gate, no, there's no chance of it ever getting taken. So yeah, that's how he does it. But the post is nice and regular. It gets delivered in the afternoon, but on rainy days, you will not see the postman. He stays home. He doesn't come out on rainy days. So if it rains for 4 days, you'll get no post for 4 days. Darren, Bosa means bag. I'm not sure about your spelling. Right. Okay. I know. Thank you for that. I know Bosa. Okay. So I'm walking through the forest with an elderly couple who have got their quinta in the forest, and I said, "Oh, olha de floresta. Look at the forest." And they said to me, "Is now floresta, is Bosa." So they corrected me and told me that it wasn't a forest, it was a Bosa. But perhaps I'm pronouncing it wrong. So I'll look that up. But they corrected me that it wasn't a forest, it was a Bosa. But yeah, I could very well be mispronouncing it. I do that quite a lot. Quite a lot. I get corrected quite a lot. I don't mind. Blame Google. Yeah, I definitely will blame Google for that. It's the language. The language is the word. They can have one word and it's got 9 meanings, and that drives me crazy because you've got to try and remember the meaning that you're applying it to, and then you've got to pronounce it slightly different for that meaning. There was a word yesterday. I was like, oh, now I'm not going to remember this. I was using a word yesterday, talking to somebody, and they corrected me on it. And I thought to myself, but that sounds exactly, what was the word? Oh man, I nearly had it. It sounded exactly like the one I was using. But when they said it, they said, no, it's different. You've got to say it this way. And I thought, well, sounds the same to me. But yeah, they have the same words, different meanings, and you pronounce it very slightly different. It's a complicated language. About 7 years, and I get by. I can actually go into a shop and I can speak Portuguese and order everything I want to order. sometimes, I tell you the one thing I trip up on, mincemeat. Mincemeat. I cannot, pork mincemeat. I want pork mincemeat. I buy that. So I have to go to my phone. This is how I do it. So I'm standing at the counter. The tallow is meat, is where you buy the meat. And then I'll go mincemeat. Okay. Come on. Here we go.
Carne moída.
Then I have to repeat it.
Carne moída.
Carne moída. Poco carne moída, por favor. 2 kilos. Yeah? And I do it. That's how I do it. So I will stand at the counter, put mincemeat in, because I don't use the word mincemeat often. So I only use it when I go to buy the mincemeat. So I'll put it in here.
Carne moída.
Carne moída. 2 kilos, poco carne moída. The guy understands me and gives me 2 kilos. That's how I do it. Enlarged forest in mainland Portugal. Okay, so that's how it's spelled. Okay, thanks for that, Darren. Right, large forest. Enlarged forest. Okay. Oh no, if I speak that in there. Okay, let's try it. Enlarged forest.
Floresta ampliada.
Floresta ampliada. Okay, whatever. From Google search. Okay, from Google search. Yeah. It's if you try and speak Portuguese with the Portuguese, they appreciate it and they will help you. They'll help you immensely. I get a huge amount of help in learning the Portuguese, but a lot of them speak English, but they don't admit it, and they learn it from the television. They learn it from the films. They watch the films. Portuguese produce next to no films. I did watch a Portuguese film about 3 or 4 days ago, and it was oh man, it was beautiful. I couldn't understand a word of it, but I watched the whole movie about a Portuguese family, and it was quite funny. I'm not sure it was meant to be a comedy, but I found it funny, and I understood the whole film, and I picked up some of the words, and I really enjoyed the film. And it was a bit like an old 40s film in the UK. Yeah, me and Lady Lulu sat on the sofa and watched that. It was really good fun. I enjoyed that. Did I pick anything out from it? No, not really. But it was just good fun to watch. I put the Portuguese news on. I watch the Portuguese news because I want to know what's going on in Portugal. And yeah, okay, there was a robbery in Tabua. Wow, absolutely unheard of. Everybody was absolutely disgusted. Everybody spoke about it for days. It went round the community like wildfire. And they were Portuguese. This is the thing that disgusted people. They were 2 Portuguese people, and they robbed a shop of its money. I'm not sure whether it was I don't think it was at gunpoint. I don't think it went that far, but they robbed a shop of its money. Now, they were really disgusted with that. The fact that there was a robbery and the fact that it was Portuguese people, that I think pissed them off more than the fact that it was a robbery. But how daft, how stupid were these people to rob a shop of money? Because everybody knows now that 80% of transactions are done with plastic, multi-banco. So a shop isn't going to carry a large amount of money. If you're going to rob for money, I would have thought a bank would have been a better place. I don't know. But yeah, they were not happy. Oh no. They weren't strangeiros. I've got two screens, and I kind of need two screens. One I use for when I'm video editing, I'll have the footage up on this screen and the editing software on this screen. And what I've got to do when I finish this live stream is finish the script for a video that I've got to film tomorrow morning in the garage. So I've got that up there ready to do. How bad is the drug situation in Portugal? It's getting worse. It's being brought in by strangeiros. I think the way the drug trade works, and I only know this from what my experience is in the UK, that obviously you've got people who want to sell the product, be it cocaine, crack cocaine, heroin, or whatever. They want to sell it because they want to make money from it. So they need buyers. And the way to get buyers is to sell it on the streets to them. And I think what's happening in Lisboa, Porto, Coimbra, Viseu, the larger cities, is that you've got the strangeiros coming in and selling the drugs to local people, and they're buying them and using them. I don't think the Portuguese are importing it and then selling it. But I will look further into this. I will look further into it when I go to Porto for Easter. I'll find out more about that. Believe you me, whilst I'm going to Porto to have a nice Easter there, I will be on a mission with a million questions for the Portuguese people, for sure. There is no drug problem around here. When the police stop you, what they're interested in is your vehicle legal? Are you legal? Is there anything in your vehicle that's possibly been stolen? And that's really what they're interested in. There isn't a drug problem in central Portugal. I'm not saying people don't take drugs, they do, but it's not a big issue. In Porto and Lisboa, yes, but I think it's more from foreigners. It's the foreigners that are causing the issues to escalate further, and the locals don't like it. Okay, John, hi there, John. How you doing, fella? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hey, Max, sorry, I'm a little bit late to the party. No problem. Nice to see you. Doesn't matter that you're late. Do you grow turnips, or so we can call them, north? Whereabouts in London are you from? I lived in the East. I was born in Stockwell, within the sound of Bow Bells, so I am a Cockney. I do everything I can not to use my London accent, but unfortunately I do fall into using Cockney rhyming slang, and I try not to use that as well. I grow local turnips, the ones that you buy locally. You don't get them as plug plants. I don't know why, you just don't. You get them by seed and they grow really fast. So I use them for soups, sopa. I use them for soups. Parsnips, you can't get parsnips out here. So I ordered a packet of seeds about a week ago from Amazon. They arrived a couple of days ago. And as soon as the climate gets a bit warmer, I'll be sowing those seeds, because me and Lady Lulu absolutely love roast parsnips. Parsnips, carrots. Now the carrots, I know you're not supposed to transplant carrots. If you transplant them, they become very susceptible to carrot fly. But I find that when I go to the Arganil market, I buy 24 at a time. I buy 24 carrots in the plug plants, plant them, and every one of them survives and comes up real good. So I don't get a problem with carrot fly. Just, I don't know, maybe there isn't an issue out here in the UK. Oh yeah, you transplant carrots and carrot fly will have them. Excuse me. Breaking into a shop. Yeah. It may very well have been, Darren. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Darren. In the UK, I think most crimes were drug related. It was to get their next fix. And I'm sure that out here, it's to do with that as well, for sure. Drug use fuels crime, without a doubt. There's an elderly couple who have got their bosa. There's an elderly couple who have got their quinta. Quinta meaning large piece of land which you grow your vegetables on. Quinta, or what's the other word they use? I was taught to use the word quinta. Quintal. The other one's quintal. Quintal. And they are an elderly couple. Their house is in Sind. Me and Lady Lulu go and visit them quite often. And somebody broke into their quinta and stole their rotavator, chainsaw, and some other equipment. And they were obviously not locals, because the locals just wouldn't do it. And the local community were absolutely furious about it. I mean, spitting. People were very angry about it. I mean, we're talking an elderly couple, what? He must be 84 and she's about 82, as I remember. Not nice. So that was obviously people out of the area came in and did this. Okay, good tip. Thank you very much. Plant onions next to the carrots. Okay. Evening. Hi there, Lauren. How you doing? Great. Nice to see you. Yeah, I will. I'll try that. Although I don't have a problem with the carrot fly. So, but if I do, that's what I'll do. I'll plant the onions next to it. I've got to. Oh man, it's driving me crazy. I'm just so desperate to get my garden all laid out with the weed barrier sheet and then get all the plants going. I love that bit, but I can't do it. It's been raining for a long period of time, so the ground is very, very wet and like I want to get the potatoes planted. If I plant the potatoes now, all they'll do is rot. They won't grow. They'll just rot away, and I'll have to replant them. So I've got to wait until the ground has dried out a little bit, and obviously there's some nice warmth and sun. Then they'll take root and grow. So yeah, I'm just desperately waiting to get my garden going. When I do, you'll see it. I'll make you envious. Okay, so Lauren, where are you? Where are you? Are you in Portugal? And whereabouts are you? Yes, I'm here, but colder. It's been cold here, I promise you. Cool. It's been 13, 14 degrees in the house. It's been warmer outside than it has in. Oh, north of London. Oh, you're north of London. Okay. Right. So do you do gardening? Temperature in the house. Obviously, I've got the wood burner going at the moment, So the temperature is probably about 22, 24 degrees. Outside, I think it's about 11, 12 degrees at the moment. Today, the temperature outside was 15 degrees, 16 degrees, but in the house it was cooler. Small garden now. Okay. You will be envious when you see my garden. It's big and things grow like the clappers, and so do the weeds. Oh, right. When you guys come to Portugal, if you're going to do your gardening, you will see that I put down weed barrier fabric, and you might think, why are you doing this? Well, I did a lot of research into it, and it's got its benefits for sure. And one of the benefits is you spend next to no time doing weeding. Oh, I love that. That is delicious that I don't do any weeding, because you could spend almost forever doing weeding out here. Staffordshire. All right. Darren's in Staffordshire. That's summer. Okay, I'll tell you what summer is here. In June, July, August, I will go flying. I will get to, well, I don't know, 8,000 feet, and I will be in t-shirt and shorts, and I will still be sweating up there at that altitude. Down on the ground, it's as hot as hell. It's delicious. Yeah, weeds are backbreakers out here. Because I want to show people what it's like here in Portugal, not just the general things. I want to show them the nitty-gritty. So I'm going to show people what happens in the garden, how the garden grows, things that you can grow nicely, things that are perhaps a bit difficult. And therefore, I want to plant an area that's got no weed barrier fabric, and I want people to see the speed of which the weeds grow. I mean, a eucalyptus tree here takes 10 to 12 years to get to maturity, where it can be chopped down for firewood and provide a good quantity. I mean, that is fast. That's really fast. You're going to see how fast eucalyptus trees grow here, because I'm going to show you. I'll show you everything. Don't worry, I'll show you all of Portugal, everything. Eucalyptus fire hazard. Yeah, they're an oily tree. They've got. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about jogging the camera. They're an oily tree. They've got a natural oil in them, and when I burn the cuttings, the fire goes ferocious. So you can clearly see the difference between burning eucalyptus and burning anything else. When forest fires happen here, they're frightening. Because you've got forests, you see a wall of fire. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I mean, you'll never see anything like this in UK, never. It's just a wall of fire. You've got the raw flames, then you've got the smoke. And if you're near enough, which you shouldn't be, the heat of it apparently is just ridiculous. I can't describe it because I've not been anywhere near it, but I have seen the walls of fire, and they're frightening. And they can move at a rapid pace. The problem isn't so much the trees. The trees will only catch fire if there is enough undergrowth to cause those fires in the first place. So when you come here and you go for walks in the forest, you'll see tons and tons of undergrowth. And obviously in March, April, May, and June, that undergrowth is growing a hell of a pace and gets really big and thick. And then once that dries out in August, you've got yourself a tinderbox, and it's like a time bomb waiting. And how the fires start, I don't know. A lot of people say they get started on purpose, and people do actually get arrested for it. It's on the news. This person got arrested for starting a forest fire. Crazy, I know. But last year, there were forest fires north of here. And I had people phoning me up saying, "Are you okay? Is everything all right in your area? Do you need any help?" But the fires didn't come too close to my area. But there were some big forest fires last year. Logan, California. Problems. Yeah. So, hi, you're from California. You live in California now, or are you in Portugal? The eucalyptus trees apparently were brought here from Australia, and it's illegal. I'm sure I've got this right. It is illegal to now plant eucalyptus trees in Portugal. I'm sure I'm right on that one. Okay, right. You're in England, Lauren, right? But you went to California. Yeah, I mean, America has their fair share of forest fires for sure. The trouble is, when you've got a huge area on fire, you can't put it out. I think what the fire brigade do is try and control it and stop it from spreading. So the area that's lit, they let that burn, but they work at working on the area outside that fire to stop it moving. I think that's the name of the game. Yeah. Yeah. So last year was bad for forest fires. A few years ago, so the year before that and the year before that, there were forest fires, but there weren't major ones. It's the major ones that caused the big problems. There was one in 2017. This was a very serious one, and this is the truth because it was on the news. People were told to leave a village, and they left the village and were driving along the road, and all the cars came to a stop because the trees that were burning used all the oxygen. So the cars had no oxygen to continue going, and therefore the people had no oxygen either, and they also perished. They weren't burnt to death, they died of asphyxiation. The forest fire consumed all the oxygen. Scary. So if a forest fire came anywhere near this area, the police and the fire brigade would come along and tell you to go and to take said route to go somewhere, and they would tell you where to go, and you'd get support wherever they tell you to go. But I'm fortunate enough, I've got a swimming pool. I've got two, and I can plunk myself in them to protect myself. But then the area around me is fairly clear, so I wouldn't get a fire coming right close to the house. Yeah, it was terrible. It was awful, and there were even pictures of people lying outside the vehicles. died of asphyxiation. Yeah. So it's a wow. When I hope none of you ever see a forest fire, but I've seen it from a distance. I wasn't close to it. When I say a distance, what are we talking about? Possibly 5 kilometers, and that was frightening enough to see a wall of fire. I've never seen anything like that in my life. It frightened me at that distance. When I first arrived in Portugal, and I had a garden. I had a garden in the UK. I had my border gardens. I had beautiful flowers in it, and I really enjoyed that and sat out there in what summers there were and had my beer in the garden. Terrific. And then I had my veg garden. But when I got here, I had the opportunity to have a real vegetable garden, and boy did I plant. I planted everything I could lay my hands on and lots of it, but I spent the whole time just weeding, trying to keep the weeds down. And I thought to myself, no, I'm going to change this. I'm not going to spend all my time weeding. So that's where I learned about the weed barrier fabric. You'll see me put it down, you'll see me use it, and you'll see what a massive difference it makes. Hi there, Helena. Is it Helena? If I've got it wrong, I do apologise. Hi there. I live in where do you live? Canada. Oh, right. Hi, you live in Canada. Just a minute. Winnipeg. You live in Winnipeg, Canada. Still snow. Oh, dearie me. I have seen snow. I go up to the Estrella Mountains to see the snow, but it never snows here. Still snow on the ground. Nearly born in Arizona. I was there in 2022, and man, I would clean out the weeds back next day. Yeah, I know. The weeds here, you're absolutely right. The weeds here grow faster than the vegetables do. And they're a pain in the backside. I don't know, the Portuguese just leave them. I think it's because you're fighting a losing battle, so they just leave them. They'll plant all their onions in their rows, and they just let the weeds grow. Yeah, fires are scary. You had one next door to you, right? Do we have snails here? Yes, we do, but nothing. Excuse me, but nothing like the UK. The snails here run and hide. And they have to run and hide to get away from the heat and the dryness. So if you want to know where the snails are, it's easy. You look under this, you look under that, and there are the snails. They'll come out at night time because it's cooler, and you can see where they are the next morning because all their trails are there. So it's ever so easy to get rid of them. In the UK, I would have a massive problem with snails eating the plants. Here, I don't have that problem. I think it's to do with the heat and the temperature that stops them from getting out and going after the plants. It's too hot for them. Snakes, yes, we have snakes too. Yep. Lady Lou likes them. She'll bark like she has a different bark when it comes to animals coming into my land. When I say animals, I'm talking about raposas, which is fox. We get foxes. She goes nuts when they come in. Iberian mongooses, when they come in, they are devastating when it comes to the chickens and ducks, and they're clever and crafty. The Portuguese hate the mongooses coming in more than they do the foxes. The mongooses they've got more determination. Snakes, yes, we've got snakes. I will see in the summer, I will see a couple of snakes each week, no problem. But they don't bother you. They don't attack you. They scarper. They're fun to not play with, but to look at and move with a stick, not poke them because that's cruel, but move them with a stick, and then I just leave them go. If I get them in the house, I don't get them in the house. I get them in the garage and the workshop and areas like that, and they go there they go in the garage to get cool. So I have to get them out, and I've got Lady Lou barking like hell at it. I'm trying to catch this snake. And it's easier to do it when Lady Lou's not there, but it's difficult getting her out of the way. Anyway, so I get the snake and then I just go and let it go in the forest. Yeah, snakes are all right. We get ladder snakes. There's none of them are poisonous. They don't. If you get bitten by a snake, you're not going to die, like in Australia. Yes, the mongooses will eat the snakes, but they'll also eat your chickens and ducks. Yeah, mongooses are good, provided you can control them and stop them from having your ducks and chickens. I've seen the mongooses and I've seen the foxes. I've got a camera that I put out in the forest, so I also get them on video. That's quite good. I've had a deer. I've got a deer on video. I put a deer in the forest where I take Lady Lou walking, and I've got some deers on that. Javeli, the boars, the wild pigs, get lots of them. They're not fun because the daddies are big. They're huge. Mummy and daddy are huge. I'm very protective of the young ones. That's why me and Lady run like the clappers in the opposite direction. No, I'm not nasty to other animals. They've got the right to walk this earth as much as I have. So if I find like the salamanders, the fire salamanders, I get those fire salamanders, snakes, obviously vermin. I do catch the vermin in traps that kill them. I don't want the vermin around, so I don't go and let them go. But all the other animals, yeah, they've got a right to be here. And they can share my place, just don't come in my garage. Boar. Yes. Yeah, we have boar. I will be driving home from somewhere at 12 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning, and you'll see them crossing the road. Not at zebra crossings, I might point out, but you'll see them crossing the road because you've got forest one side of the road, forest the other side of the road, and they'll be crossing the road. And when I see them, I dim the lights and I stop and I wait for them to cross. And you will see the mum and dad boar stop and look and wait for the little ones to cross, and then they'll go off into the forest, and then I continue on my way. But yeah, I see them. I also see them when I go walking in the forest. That's the concerning bit. Not good if you're on a motorbike. I don't know. You can quickly turn it round and scarper off the other way. Now, that's not a problem. I'm normally in the car or the van. So, yeah, I just hold back and let them go about their business. Yeah. Are they dangerous? Yes. I don't think. Okay, this is what the Portuguese say. a boar will not come and attack you if you're out walking in the woods. So I've got no concerns about that. What a boar will do is protect its young. So if there's piglets, little babies, and you're there and they think that you're a threat to them, then you're going to get attacked by them. And I have heard cases where dogs have had the tooth, the tusk, the whatever it's called, they've got huge ones, and they've dug them in to dogs, and they've had to go, be put down sometimes and gone to the vet to get help. So yeah, they are problems. I've not heard of anybody actually being attacked by a javeli, but they have attacked dogs. Well, dogs have gone after them and they've protected themselves. That's what's actually happened. But I've never heard of anybody getting attacked by javeli. But the Portuguese have said that if there's babies, run. Yeah, I will. I've got one camera. It's got night vision, and I put it in my little forest, and then when I take Lady Lou for a walk, we'll sometimes go and put it in the big forest and see if we can catch some wildlife. I was born in Arizona, but never been to Midland, Portugal. If I do go to Portugal, I will try the sausage pie you baked in your fogao. Hi there. No problem. No problem. If you're coming out this way, yeah, just pop on by, yeah, and we'll cook up a sausage pie. And if it's the summer, then we'll have a nice barbecue. No problem. You're welcome. What time we got? Ooh, okay. No problem. Any other questions I can help you with? And I've got to try this. I've got this remote control, and apparently it's got a flip on it. So let's see if the flip works. Oh, yeah. How about that? Wow, that's good. And it's got a flip. It's got a dimmer. What else has it got? Default. It's got a default, a plus, a minus. I'm not going to play with it now because it could cause problems. What am I going to do with my ruin? I don't mind. Change the subject. Talk about this. I don't mind what we talk about because it's about helping you guys. What am I going to do with the ruin? Hopefully, I'm going to turn it into accommodation, but I've obviously got to raise the funding for that. That's what I want to do. The first thing I need to do is get a roof on it. That's the important thing. That's going to cost about €8,000 to get a quality roof on it. That's the first thing I need to do. But I would like to make it into nice accommodation. It went black. Yeah, the screen went black because I was messing about with the remote control. The new camera I've got comes with a remote control, and I'm desperate to play with it, but I know that if I mess about too much, I could cause problems. So I will leave it alone for the time being. Okay, Leslie, good night, sweet dreams. Are you going to be joining me tomorrow evening? It will be the live stream session will start at 8:30. The video is being released at 8 o'clock. So if you want to pop along at 8:30, you're welcome. Right, well, thank you very much for joining me and joining everybody else. Much appreciated. Sweet dreams, and catch you another time. God bless. Bye-bye. Good night. So when you see me looking down here, when you see me looking across, I'm looking at the messages that people are writing. Good night. Good night, Eleanor. I'm not going yet. No. Lauren, do you want to ask some more questions? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. So, Lauren, please remind me, are you, forgive me if I've forgotten, are you in Portugal at the moment? Are you thinking or wanting to come to Portugal? When you say how easy is it to get supplies, what supplies are you referring to? Are you talking about groceries or are you talking about different things? Above London, right, okay. Thinking of. Oh, you're thinking of coming to Portugal. Excellent. Right, can I give you some advice? Don't think about it, do it. Do it and do it now. Such as buildings. Building materials, not a problem. Not a problem. You've got builders merchants out here, not quite the same as the UK, but the builders merchant that I go to, I've got an account with them, and you get all your building materials there, so that's easy enough. When it comes to machinery equipment for your garden, so strimmers, machinery repairs, that's all easy. In fact, there isn't a problem in getting anything. So when it comes to household things like your TV, your furniture, pots and pans, computers, everything, everything's easily available, readily available in Portugal. There's the things that I buy from Amazon. For example, I will buy, what's the last thing I bought? Okay, this camera. I bought this camera from Amazon. Only because I looked at reviews on YouTube, and that's what made me go to Amazon to get it. What else have I bought from Amazon? I will buy, okay, my latest microphones, the microphones I use when I do the video recordings, I bought them simply because I know that the local computer shop won't have them. That's the only reason I bought them via Amazon. But just about everything else, yeah, I get locally. Got to have money. Excuse me. Got to have money for what, Lauren? Moving. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Property, decent property out here has definitely gone up in price for sure. You can still get some bargains, and I will be making a video on the best way to choose a property for yourselves in Portugal, and it is definitely not it is not a good way to buy property in Portugal from the country that you're living in, whether it's America, Canada, Germany, England. The best way to buy property is to get here and have a look. And that's how I did it. So I came out here for 5 days and did my research before I came out, chose properties to look at before I came out. All of those that I found via the internet from the UK were a waste of time. The best way to do it is to actually get out here and go looking around local immobiliaries, local estate agents, and then you will find the bargains. If you do up a property, yep, that is definitely a very good option to renovate a property. A lot of people do that. If you do it yourself, then you're on a winner. If you employ somebody to do it, you have to be very careful. Again, that is an upcoming video because I think that's some very seriously good advice that I can give people on how to choose the right people for renovating their property if they're not going to be doing it themselves. And I want to get that video done pretty soon, really. So yeah, there are your two options: buy a property that doesn't need any work, or buy a property that wants a lot of work doing to it. Okay, you want a place with land. How much land do you want? When you buy a property out here in Portugal, it's going to be inevitable that you're going to get more land with that property than you would get in the UK. How do I know that? Because obviously I have bought many houses in the UK in different areas. And yes, some come with larger gardens than others. But out here, virtually every house comes with a very good piece of land to be able to do the things that you want to do. Acres, not acres and acres. Right. Okay, enough to be self-sufficient. Right. So a piece of land like I've got, I could easily be totally self-sufficient from the land that I've got. And when I say that, that includes producing electricity. I could easily produce all the electricity I want. I could produce all the meat that I want from animals. I do grow virtually everything. I grow an awful lot that saves me spending money at the supermarket. So the land that I've got is absolutely adequate, and I don't think I've even got an acre. But you know, you don't need acres and acres. And I mean, I even produce round about 30 to 40 litres of olive oil every year. So I don't have to buy olive oil. What else do I produce? I don't produce grapes. I don't produce wine, so I don't have any grapes or any vineyards. and I don't need to produce wine because I get it all given to me. The locals produce more than they know what to do with. I mean, a couple of years ago, I said to this local, cool, can I have another couple of bottles of your wine? It was delicious. And he said, no, you can have a barrel. So I got a whole barrel of wine. No, nobody has an olive press. I have never seen anybody with an olive press. What they do is collect the olives, clean them of the leaves so that they're literally all it is a sack, a plastic sack of olives, and everybody takes them to the press, to the local press. So they weigh the olives. You've got 100 kilos of olives. This will produce set amount of oil, and that's what you get. And if you want the pressings, they'll give you those back. And if you don't want them, then they'll dispose of them. But everybody takes them to the local press. That's good fun. I like that bit. We all get a little drunk. Yeah, I mean, I've done the olive, gathering and then cleaning them with the. So you have to you'll see the process. This year, I'm not going to be able to do much of it because I have hard pruned my trees. You have to hard prune your olive trees about every 5 to 6 years. Otherwise, they will just get out of hand. Excuse me. So last year, I hard pruned quite a few of my major ones. So this year, they're just going to produce the growth ready for producing the fruit the following year. So, but I will be collecting from other trees this year. Is the land measured in acres or hectares? I think here it's more measured in hectares. That's what I tend to see written down at Immobiliaries, hectares of land. Some are hectares and some are acres. Yeah, I think they use both, but it tends to be more hectares. John,